A worst case. Never mind.
And we are now live. Attendees gallery view. Ibrahim, do you want to turn on your camera?
Right.
And are we waiting on Khalid so we can start?
Yeah, essentially.
I checked the Kahoot area and I didn't see a Kahoot though.
Okay. That's the case, then we can just go with like a random Kahoot.
All right.
Let's ask everyone what kind of topic they want to do. So in the chat, what are like three? Let's like pick three possible topics. Anything, like, could be anything. It could be general trivia. What else is there, Ibrahim?
Last 10 days. Well, no, we haven't met that yet.
No, we're gonna have to, like, because what else?
Should I call Khalid?
Yes, please.
I could make a Kahoot of a combination of all the Kahoots that, or some questions from the previous ones that we made.
Wa alaikum salam. Are you gonna join?
Yes. There's something wrong with my connection at the house that I'm trying to fix real quick.
All right. How long do you think you're gonna take?
No more than. Oh shoot! It's 6 o'clock. I won't need more than like 3 or 4 minutes. I gotta figure out what's wrong with the router.
All right. Perfect. We'll stall for that long.
All right, bet. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Five at the most.
All right. Perfect. Assalamu alaikum. All right. 5 minutes, and he should be here.
All right.
Let's see.
Good.
While we're here, why don't I just show a preview of this week's video? You know.
No.
Well, I haven't even exported the final video, but I have the thingy thumbnail. So this is the thumbnail. Basically, this week is about understanding the Quran, as you can tell. Ismail is going to talk about something he did during Ramadan last year that helped him improve his understanding of the Quran, as well as enjoying reading Quran, as if I remember correctly.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Let me try to. Okay, so right now, attendees should be seeing the whole. Okay, can you guys put in the chat if you see everyone, as in Ibrahim and Ismail, or if you see only one of them? Because according to Zoom, you guys should see everyone. Yeah, a couple people are saying they can see both.
You might, like, can you pick? You can click on calendar. Sorry, like gallery view, right?
Yeah. Here, I'll just make Ryan a panelist because it's not working. All right. Let's see.
Eh, mm,
Let's see. So how's everyone's Ramadan going? I guess because we're still waiting. Um, has anyone been doing anything special? Been doing something like um, watching any Ramadan series, reading Quran, praying Taraweeh?
has anyone been tuning into like any local like programs? I know ICCH has something. I'm not sure if anyone else has anything.
Ortuğul.
Catching up on my soap operas. What kind of soap operas? Oh, JK. JK.
Yeah, the Angel series by Omar Suleiman is one of the best produced series I've ever seen, and it's really informative. Mashallah.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, except I hate the glitch effect they put on it, but it's
Is
all
that
good.
like on purpose?
I think so because they're using like it looks like they're using really good like cinema cameras, but then they put a little overlay on top and it's annoying.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like, anyway, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. It's like this stuff. It's annoying. It's not like as much as that, but
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
it's really distracting. Personally, most people probably don't care, but I gets on my nerves. um,
The Khalid should be coming on right around now, right? For those of
yeah.
so for those of you who are just joining, Khalid's sorting out some technical difficulties, and he'll be on soon, inshallah.
What we could do, I just found the Trivia Week #1 quiz, which I think they did yesterday for whoever was doing the trivia. But you could just go through that for fun, I guess.
Oh, from like the Portland area trivia.
No, the trivia, the Sons of Adam, Daughters of Eve one.
Oh, from that night with
Yesterday, yeah, the one.
Well, let's. How many of you guys?
The 50 question one?
Yeah, the 50 question one.
We can do like some of them, but has anyone in here done that yet?
I mean, it's they're only using this for 1 week, so next week is gonna be another one.
Oh yeah, let's do that then. Yeah.
All right, let me.
Is it on Kahoot?
Yeah.
Alternative.
Yeah.
So do you guys
share my
want?
screen in a sec.
Sure.
Let me just.
We can do that, or we can also do like something that's not necessarily Like we could do like I was thinking like general knowledge trivia, like countries, something like that.
Oh, that's what she meant.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, I did make a test issue earlier.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thanks to know. Hello. Oh wait, you did it. You did it, Yusuf, yesterday. Khalid kicked you and Maaz started it. Is that what you're talking about, Yusuf? Trivia. I didn't realize that happened yesterday. Where was I? You got scammed. No, other Yusuf Abdul Samad. I'm actually gonna try to do well in this one. Wow, that's low. By the way, I think Muaz is like in final right now. So if you guys can make dua for him, I think he's about to finish. He said he'd be done at like 6:30. So you guys keep him in your dua, inshallah. Allah gives him tawfiq. Apparently. Yeah, this is because yeah, Yusuf, I think this is the same one from yesterday. That's what you're saying, right, Ahmad? You're on mute. I don't know if you're trying to talk. No. Yeah. Wait. Oh, Khalid joined.
All right, yeah, Khaled's in. Yes, so the fourth Khalifa was Ali bin Abi Talib, and he was the last of the Khulafa ar-Rashidin.
Oh, sorry.
How many questions do you guys want to do before we actually start? It's
Are you
like-
guys doing which one are you guys doing right now?
we're doing the trivia from yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, let's do 10 questions then.
Did you have a trivia, Khalid? Do you have one for today?
yeah, I do.
Okay,
Oh.
you want
Where is it?
It should be on the Kahoot. Like,
For-
hold on.
Okay.
Give me one sec.
Yeah,
Session 4.
What's it called?
Session 4.
Session 4. Let's
I see
go
it.
find it. Okay. I'll open it up. Give me a second. Cahoots. It's new. Oh, was it in drafts before?
I believe. I'm not sure.
Let's see. All right.
Omar, you got it ready.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just making sure it gets okay, now I'm ready. There.
I think Mohaz is trying to join.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I can.
wait, do you guys see my screen sharing?
Yes.
Yeah, we see the Kahoot.
Okay, perfect. Let me know when everyone's in. And no, you're not playing for anything. The only thing today is the gift card raffle at the end.
Omar, is your screen frozen?
Is it frozen?
There's
Somebody said it's frozen.
some people in the chat saying that.
There we go. It was paused for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, if your name isn't up there, you have about 2 minutes to join. We'll start at 6:15.
We're not. I don't think we can see it yet.
Your screen, my screen?
Yeah, we see the YouTube video.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me stop and share again. Kahoot. Okay. Is that working?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because I was trying to share just one of the YouTube, or one of the Chrome tabs or windows. So apparently it's the wrong. Is everyone in?
There's 13.
13 attendees and 12 people. Yusuf Rosnan, why isn't my name showing? I don't know. Maybe are you in? Your name is in? Okay, we have 14 people and 13 attendees.
Why is
Yusuf, is your name in or no? I might just turn off the chat if you guys keep spamming it.
keep it on? This is entertaining. I'm just kidding.
Yusuf Raslan, are you in? Okay, I'm starting it. Let's go. 10 questions. Are you ready? What was the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in the last 10 days of Ramadan?
He just chilled.
Yeah.
That's definitely it.
Xbox, yes, definitely Xbox was a sunnah.
Should have put that as an answer.
I'tikaf.
The blue one was supposed to be a trick question because he didn't read less Quran. Like he increased his reading of Quran, but he did pray more. Yes, that part was correct, but he didn't read less Quran. The sunnah is itikaf.
Yeah, so the i'tikaf is basically like spending the night in the masjid, but unfortunately we cannot do that this year.
Sadly.
Yeah. Let's see. Next. Abdurrahman is in the lead and followed by his brother. That's pretty funny. Next. There you go.
Oh, that's not cool, Yusuf.
Or maybe they're just good at it. I don't
Just
know.
get trivia.
I think I made it too easy.
I like that trick answer.
YouTube Studio is one of the most annoying things ever. Okay, next. Abdurrahman and Omar are still in the lead.
You guys better not let the brothers win.
Yeah, maybe you guys should get better at this.
Ouch.
Don't just call them tryhards.
Maybe they just have really good internet and they see it before everyone else does.
Nah, if it lags for everybody. I don't think it like lags less for people and quicker for others.
Sure.
Yeah, it lags all the same. So if it lags for everybody.
Maybe the brothers are still in the lead.
Yeah.
Funny because yesterday Abdurrahman won what's it called? He won the trivia yesterday.
How many months is a night of Laylatul Qadr equal to? This is in a surah in Juz Amma. Laylatul Qadri khayru min alfi shahr. Alright. And Omar has been
Oh,
dethroned
Ismail
by
2.0.
Ismail 2.0. Who is
Ismail.
that?
I think
Oh.
he respected Ismail's name and he called himself 2.0. He
Yeah.
was like, I'm not the original
The other
2.0.
one, the other one isn't here, so I miss
Who's
it.
Ismail 2.0?
It's me.
It's you?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm guessing GTR is Rashid, but
Yeah, I think he was. I'm not sure.
yeah, because Rashid's the car guy.
No, I thought I put a fourth answer. Couldn't think of
What
another
would you
thing.
have put for the fourth answer?
تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها.
I don't know, fish just to throw them off. Or birds. I don't know.
And
Oh, Ali Iman's on fire.
Dang, it's right at the top today. Looks like today is a test of speed, not of actually knowing how to answer.
yeah, what's the wisdom behind us not knowing the exact day? Ooh.
Can I do 3 answers for everything?
I don't know. It's a very honest answer.
Who answered so we don't get the benefit?
Yeah, basically like the wisdom behind it is so you try your best all of the 10 days.
Right.
And then it's oh, multi-select. What is that?
I couldn't think of anything else, so I just put 2 answers.
Dang, I didn't see there's a submit button. Dang it.
Ismail, maybe good.
If
Wait,
anyone
Ismail,
gets
are
this
you
one wrong, then
Ismail, are you the one doing you're the one doing are you Ismail 2.0 in here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
who guessed a nice car and house and nothing specific? Come on.
No, somebody's
Let's-
competing for the top, and then somebody's competing
Oh,
for
yeah.
the bottom.
Out of nowhere.
Ooh, Ayan is rising. Let's see. True or false? Oh, I probably shouldn't have done it as a shuffle. Looking back.
What do you mean shuffle? Oh, you
Because-
shuffled them?
Yeah.
No
'cause-
wonder. I was wondering why they're all over the place.
Yeah, because there was already a question about is it on the 27th?
Yeah, that one was before the other one.
Yeah.
I don't actually know this.
Yeah. This one, I remember one time, I went to pray. I went and went at i'tikaf in the masjid. Back then it was probably because I liked as-sabr's what's it called? Cheese and honey for suhoor. But
Cream cheese and honey is fire.
They were good.
But the
know.
croissant, you guys have to try it with a croissant.
The Kahoot code is right there, but we only have one question left. Yeah, but I remember I was going back and I looked up when I got home, and it was literally perfect, and it like the sky was just there's nothing.
I think I repeated this question on accident. But actually no, I didn't. Never mind.
Yeah, but subhanallah, it was nice.
Yeah, that night is supposed to be clear, like calm, pretty light outside.
All right, let's see who's the winner. Podium. Third is Ayan.
So this is a straight speed.
Abdurrahman can be dethroned.
Sabi?
Runner-ups Ali and Omar.
Bro.
Get feedback. Show feedback. 1 response. 0 rating. 5.0. Oh,
Oh.
ouch. Come on, guys. Why wouldn't you recommend it? Should we see the results and see who came last?
Yeah, no. Let's.
Whoever did was trying to get last. I could tell because they were answering questions that like a nice house and a car.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, I'll look at them. In the meantime, where is the? Oh yeah, no, that is not what I meant to do.
Wait, why are you about to get exposed, Yusuf? Oh,
Okay. All right. We should be ready. I think Khalid's leading the talk today.
Yep, I am. So assalamu alaikum everybody. I hope you guys are having a great Ramadan. Although it's quite different from what we usually are used to, having Taraweeh, having group iftars and all of that. The energy and the enthusiasm is different, but there's also khair that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing for us that we don't know of. And so we have to thank him for that. We have to thank him for our blessings that we've made it to a different Ramadan, or we've made it to another Ramadan. And we have to ask him, inshallah ta'ala, to allow us to reach more Ramadans in the future. And so today our topic is, as we close, I believe it is the 16th. Yeah, it's the 16th, the 16th night of, or the 16th day of Ramadan. And we're reaching, there's 4 days left of the last 10. And Ramadan is like split into the first 10, second 10, and the third 10. And as Muslims, we know that the last 10 are always the ones most full of blessings. They're the last 10, so we know that we've already done our first 20, and these are the last 10 days where we can push and create those habits that can continue, and inshallah will better ourselves, preparing ourselves for the months to come. And so, what are the blessings of the last days, or what did the Prophet ﷺ used to do in the last 10 days? First, he would, so those last 10 days, he would go into seclusion. He would really limit the human contact that he had. He wanted that those last 10 days specifically between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so he would increase his increase his recitation of the Quran. There was I believe a night where he just, on Laylatul Qadr, he would finish the Quran whole in one night, and sitting in one spot finishing the whole Quran. And although we can't do that, you guys are young and you guys have bedtimes, I'm assuming. And so you can sit down and read a juz of Quran, 5 pages of Quran, or even a page of Quran. It's not how much you read, but mostly that the intention and sincerity you have in your heart, and doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and him only. And so as long as we have that mentality and we have that goal of pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will allow us to do more and be blessed with like being able to do more. I remember when I was younger, I wouldn't have the attention span or the patience to sit down and read a page of Quran. But as I grew older and my patience grew, I would be able to sit for a juz and more as I grew up. So inshallah ta'ala, you guys have that mindset of inshallah ta'ala, Allah will bless you guys. And then there's also the blessing of Laylatul Qadr. We understand that that was the night that Malik al-Jibreel brought down the Quran to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is is that night of forgiveness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised us that if we are sincere in our du'as, if we are sincere in our istighfar and everything, that we are guaranteed to have complete forgiveness of all of our sins from the past year. And so, like, this is a huge opportunity. Like, how many sins and how many things do you do throughout this whole year, that things you know and things that you don't know of? And so, given that opportunity to be forgiven for all of those sins is a huge opportunity, and missing it would be really sad. Like, if you think about it, you have this one opportunity. It's a special night. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising you. All you have to have is a sincere heart, and you have to ask Him. Honestly, like, although the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam would sit in, like, we'd be sitting for a long time, all you have to do is give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 10, 15, 20 minutes of sincere du'as that you are, like, asking sincerely from your heart, and that you know that you want this forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I know, like, Allah promises it, that if you're sincere, you'll get it. And so there should be nothing stopping you guys, inshallah. Where's my notes? Yeah, so there's a special dua that you should say all the time, but increase it on the day of the Qadr, and especially in the last 10 nights. That was Allahumma innaka afoon tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. And so the definition of this dua is, oh Allah, you are the, or let me find the exact definition. Does anybody know, like, Ismail Ibrahim, the exact definition of Allahumma innaka afoon tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna? Like, I know it's like the broad definition, but like I'm trying to find the exact definition. Yeah, it's right here. Allahumma innaka afoon tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Oh Allah, you're the one who forgives greatly, loves to forgive, and so forgive and pardon my sins. And so Allah, you acknowledge Allah is the most forgiving, He's the most merciful, and you acknowledge that He loves forgiving, and then you ask for that forgiveness and for that pardon of the sins that you've committed for the past year or so. And so we can increase this dua. It's a simple dua to learn. Allahumma innaka afoon tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna, fa'fu anni. And so it's a good dua. I learned it when I was younger, and inshallah you guys can learn it and implement this dua. Sorry. And also, it's another opportunity to. It's not only asking for forgiveness. It's a time to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the night comes down to the middle of the sky, and so he shows you that He's close and that you could ask Him for anything that you need in life, to lessen your burdens in your life. Like, everybody has problems in their life. Nobody's perfect. Everybody sins. You're not perfect from sinning. And so asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow you to always turn to Him when you sin, because we're all gonna sin. It's not the fact that we won't sin. We all will sin. But what makes a person better than another person is whether you turn back from that sin and you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. And so inshallah ta'ala, we have that drive these last 10 days. We know that the gates of hell are closed, and all the big jinn and the big shaitan are all locked up. And so those temptations that you used to have throughout the other days of the year are gone. And so you have this time and this energy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you by locking up these jinns and these temptations, and you have this free time that you can specify and prepare for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask for forgiveness, ask for all the things that you need in life. Also to be thankful is a big one. There's so many things that we're blessed with. We live in a peaceful country. You guys get a good education. You guys are healthy. You guys are young. You have time. Like, these are all things that many people in the world wish to have. There are so many people struggling in the world. For example, in the Middle East and Palestine and all those countries that everybody, like, they're all being oppressed and all of that, and you guys are in a peaceful country. You guys have food on your table. There's people living out on the streets. And so to understand that you guys have these blessings and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the reason for these blessings is a big thing. Like you have to be thankful for that. And what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in the Quran? If you thank me for your blessings, I will give you more. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, all you have to do is thank me for me to give you more. Like think of that blessing in itself. Like he's asking, like no human in this world, if you go to your friend and you ask him for $1, he'll give you $1 maybe. And you go back to him the next day, he might give it to you. Going back to him the third day, he's gonna be like, man, what are you asking me for all this money for? And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like that. He loves that you're asking him. He loves that you keep coming back to him and that you keep asking for forgiveness, asking for anything that you need in life. And so inshallah ta'ala, we can't like, and you don't need like the language of Arabic. You don't need to know all these du'as and the specific du'as that you need to memorize in order. You can speak, Allah speaks all languages and he understands everybody. And so all you have to do is put your hands up and ask. That's all it is to it. And inshallah ta'ala, we can do that. We're getting close to the last 10 days. The blessings of Ramadan are sadly gonna leave us. And so inshallah ta'ala, we can take this opportunity and really, really get out there. We should also like get into forming these habits. We got 10 days to form habits. We got all you have to do, like get into the habit of reading a page of Quran every day. Consistency is better than reading a juz one day and then leaving it for the next 5-6 days. But reading an ayah a day, starting with an ayah and then going to like a page, reading a page of Quran a day. Like the consistency is better, and as that consistency continues, you'll also grow in everything else, inshallah.
I just want to say, I really like the example that you made with when you connected how if you ask someone for $1 one day, they might give it to you. If you ask for them the second day and the third day, they'll be like, what's up? I never made that connection. Like I never, like, it really puts Allah's forgiveness and blessings into perspective. So I really appreciate how you made that.
Thank you.
I made that connection.
My dad always used to tell me that, like, nobody else is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like infinitely merciful, infinitely compassionate. And so we have to take advantage of that. We're promised so much more in the akhirah. Like all this world is a test, and like it's a simple test. Like think about like putting beside like the life of this world, comparing to eternity in Jahannam or eternity in Jannah, inshallah ta'ala Jannah. Like it's literally like a grain of sand in a beach compared to like the amount of time that we have in the future. And so you guys really got to take that into perspective and really understand that this life is only a test, and not to get overwhelmed with this test. And Allah like promises you that if you ask for guidance, if you ask for a sincere heart and you're sincere, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide for you. Oh yeah, and back on the night of Laylatul Qadr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. First, verily we have sent this Quran down on the night of Al-Qadr, and what will make you know that the night of Al-Qadr, the decree is, the night of Al-Qadr is better than 1,000 months. Worshipping Allah in that night is better than worshipping Him 1,000 months, which is equal to 83 years and 4 months. Therein descends the angel and the Ruh, Jibreel alayhi salam, by Allah's permission with all the decrees. Peace on all that night. There is peace and goodness from Allah to His believing slaves until the appearance of dawn. And so it's one night. It's like one night, 12 hours. It's a night. And it's equal to 83 years and 4 months of like constant worship, like no sleeping in that constant worship of 83 months. Like that's a long time. Like it's a really long time to be worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so like, I was asking something. Do the sins you do in Laylatul Qadr also get multiplied? I'm not sure on that one. Ibrahim, do you know that?
Well, okay, so knowing from what I know about Laylatul Qadr, and just in Ramadan in general, like all the good things that you do is, multiplied and expanded upon. And the opportunities for doing, sins and bad things. There's more opportunity to be forgiven than to be punished. And especially with like all that we know about the, the gates of heaven opening and the gates of hell closing, and all of the shayateen being caged up somewhere. And so applying that to this question, it seems I would like to think that the sins that we do in Ramadan, and especially on that night, it would be like, I don't from what I know about Allah and Ramadan, I don't think the answer to that question would be yes, just because to think about Allah's mercy in comparison to his punishment, I think like that when I don't see how that aligns, if that makes sense. But that being said, I'm not like, if there is a direct answer to that in some hadith somewhere, I don't know about it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I feel like that's a good question that we should maybe do some research on and then
Definitely.
get like a solid answer, because if it is multiplied, then you definitely want to make sure, like in those last 10 days, that you're really focusing on ibadah and whatnot. I wanted to go back to a point that you made earlier, Khalid, about how starting like the good deeds that we do, whether it's like reading a page of Quran or whatever, like keeping those up in the last 10 days. I was watching a khutbah by Umar Sulaiman, and it was really interesting. He was talking about how like for Allah, for you to leave a bad sin that you do is more beloved to him than you starting 100 good habits, because taqwa is about tark al-ma'asi, right? Like staying away from dhunub, right? And then Ramadan is so you can establish taqwa. So he's talking about how like really like it's good to start good habits during Ramadan, and we should start good habits during Ramadan, but we really need to focus on any bad habits that we have. All of us have, some of us more than others, but all of us have a bad habit that that we'd want to really focus on during Ramadan and really get rid of that, because that is what taqwa is. We fast because we know Allah's watching us. So like with these bad habits and whatnot, it should be the same concept as well.
That's a good point. And to add to that, like the reason of fasting is like fasting shows us that if we can like live without the necessities of food, like we need food and water to live. Like it's a fact, we need food and water to live. And so if you can avoid for 16 hours necessities that we need, like how easy is it to avoid like a sin that you don't need, that's gonna affect you in the akhirah? Like you don't need it, that sin's not gonna like affect you in any positive way. And if it is, it's temporary. So like if you can avoid food and water, like how easy is it to avoid that sin? Like, you got to take that into perspective. Had a couple others. I also one other tip that I have for you guys that I really enjoy doing. You guys all inshallah wake up for suhoor. We all know the blessings of suhoor, and praying tahajjud salah like is a big blessing that we take not for granted, but like it's you already waking up for suhoor. Say you wake up for suhoor, you eat your food in 15-20 minutes or whatnot, and you still got 10 minutes before the adhan of Salatul Fajr. All you gotta do is pray 2 rak'ahs. You don't need to pray 11 or 12. It's just 2 rak'ahs of salah, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for anything that you need, asking for forgiveness, anything. Let's try to implement that these last 10 days, and inshallah, you guys will definitely see the blessings of praying tahajjud prayer, and like make it a habit, inshallah ta'ala. It's a really good blessing. How much more time do we have?
Probably about like we leave some time for questions, so maybe like another 10 minutes or so.
That's all I really had. I think. Do you guys have anything to add?
I think I've been trying to take advantage of that tip before, tip recently that you just brought up, Khalid, because in the past, usually, especially like with like work and stuff, I try to like maximize the amount of time I sleep so that I can catch up on sleep the next day. But I found that like waking up like suhoor truly has barakah in it. Um, Before I would just wake up for fajr and then go back to sleep. But when I wake up for suhoor, you get your like obviously like the barakah and suhoor. But then also I always, and like the advice you gave, I always try to pray like a couple rak'ah. And then maybe also I try to delay witr until like right before fajr. That keep like, and for those of you who don't know, witr is the prayer that it's a very important sunnah of Prophet Muhammad. It's basically it's for those of you remember if you're going to Tarawih, it's the prayer that they pray at the end where they make the dua in. I try to like delay that or keep that right before Fajr time, like after Suhoor or before Suhoor, to take advantage of that, like me waking up for then, and drinking like a bunch of water and stuff. Of course, that's always good for you. And I've also found that because I'm like getting up for Suhoor, it's easier for me to stay up because I'm less drowsy and stuff. And that makes it easier for me to like pick up the Quran after Fajr and read some Quran. I get some momentum because otherwise you're not going to have much momentum if you just get up, make wudu, pray. You're like the bed's going to look really tempting to you. Like you're going to really want to go back to bed. But if you have like that kind of like that, you wake up for suhoor, you pray a bit, you eat a bit, and then you wait for the adhan, then you pray Fajr. You kind of at that point you kind of like you're a bit more awake, so you have the ability to like say, okay, you know, I'm going to read Quran without feeling like you really want to sleep. So that's what I like the past year or two. Alhamdulillah, I've gotten better at that. And I really start to see like the barakah in suhoor. There's a great barakah in it.
Do you feel that when you stay up after suhoor that you feel like you have more time in the day?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm taking more advantage of my day. Because I mean, like honestly, yeah, sleep is good and it's important, but I mean, missing some sleep or finding some sleep at times that they usually don't sleep at is definitely possible. And alhamdulillah, like I've been working like all day long from like 8 to like 5, 6, 7 o'clock sometimes. And I still find that I have barakah in my time. I'm still able to read a really good amount of Quran. And because of that, I'm starting to realize that a big kind of like factor that kind of pushes us away from reading Quran or doing these things is it's all mental. Like it's all like that barrier to entry is just it's hard to overcome mentally, usually a lot of the time. But the key is just to like set very small goals, and start building upon those goals. Like don't make it hard on yourself. Like Allah is not gonna tell you to read Surah Al-Baqarah every like after every salah or something. Like Allah wants things to be easy for you so that you can build those habits and then inshallah hopefully improve. So like even if it's like 5 minutes of reading Quran, you know, like it's subhanAllah, like I often find like I actually like end up tricking myself. Like I say, you know, I'm gonna wake up and read like 2 minutes of Quran, and then I end up reading like half an hour because I'm like there's so much barakah and there's so much enjoyment, and I'm actually trying to read the ayat, and there's so much quiet and so much peace that I find that like it's subhanAllah, like I don't know how to explain it. And the only way to do that is to just start, just get over that initial barrier. Inshallah, you'll have that you'll have that ability to just like go above and beyond, and Allah will reward you for that. Inshallah.
I don't know if it's just something that's just me or if it's like a thing that everybody does, but when I used to have a hard time waking up in the morning, I would kind of I would tell myself, okay, so just move like a foot or a toe by just like a little bit, and then once I've moved that foot, I'll say, all right, now move a knee, and then move a leg, and then like before I know it, I'm out of bed and I'm walking out. Like yeah. I think if I try to tell myself, okay, just get out of bed, I'll stay in there for a lot longer. Yeah. But I think once I begin those like baby steps, like the incentive to stay in bed kind of went away. And so like I said, like I'm not sure if it's just like a weird thing that I do, but I know it definitely helped me. So if you guys are looking to get the barakah of breaking the bad habits and establishing good ones, that's something that I would definitely recommend.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, Ryan, but I think you're only messaging the panelists. I don't know if you meant to message everyone. But anyway, what Ryan said to us is that he says that, isn't it that the Prophet ﷺ never missed witr and sunnah before fajr, even if he was traveling? So that kind of shows like the importance of sunnah, is that like that under no circumstances did the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ miss witr. Like he made it very important, like a very important sunnah of his to miss witr. And it's a lot like the sunnah before fajr. That's also a very important sunnah. Like the two rak'at before fajr are like extremely important. So you guys, like, this is a great opportunity. Like during Ramadan, it's a great opportunity to start like working on that, because like you wake up for suhoor, right, and with your family and you're eating, and then let's say the adhan happens, so you stop eating, but then you gotta wait for like your sister to make wudu, or your mom to make wudu, or your dad to make wudu. Instead of just sitting around like on your phone, what you do is you could like make wudu before suhoor time ends, before fajr adhan, while everyone else is like eating, or like right when you wake up, just to kind of wake yourself up. And then when they're all making wudu after the adhan happens, you can pray your 2 rak'at. So like while everyone's waiting, like instead of just sitting around doing nothing, you could take that time, take advantage of that time to pray those 2 rak'at sunnah, which is also like very, very important sunnah, honestly. So it's just like it's subhanAllah, like Ramadan is truly a blessing because it gets you to do things that you don't typically do or normally think of. And especially in this circumstance where you're like, it's very different. You start building like new habits, inshallah. And the key is like, I think you mentioned this, Khalid, but like to carry over those benefits and those the things that you've gained from Ramadan, you carry that over to your year. Inshallah, make yourself slowly grow. Like Allah doesn't want you to go from like doing nothing one day to being like a sheikh the next day. You need to slowly grow, increase your iman, and then show Allah that. And what's the hadith? أحب الأعمال إلى الله أدومها وإن قل, the most beloved of actions to Allah. And we've said this a ton of times as sons of Adam, but I think that's a beautiful hadith and it's extremely relevant. Is that the most beloved actions to Allah are the ones that are the most consistent, as little as they may be. So yeah.
And one other thing, like with reading the Quran, I realized that a lot of you, like, I don't speak Arabic, so I mean a lot of you might not speak Arabic. Remember when Khalid Jenny all provided us all those books from those like the clear translation of the Quran.
Yeah.
I've been reading that book. Like, there's, when you actually understand the Quran and what it's saying, like the benefits are so much better. Like when you understand, like read or listen to the Arabic and then to read over and understand the English, it's like the benefits are so immense. Wallah. So you guys should definitely also implement that.
Really good. Yeah, if you guys have that from last semester, then definitely use it. I've been using it all the time. I have my copy right here.
Yeah.
I have as well.
For Surah Al-An'am. But if you guys have it, I highly recommend you use it. And for those of you who don't have it, just let one of us know, inshallah, we can get you a copy. I'd love to buy someone, or any one of us, I'm sure would love to buy anyone a copy that they don't have. Inshallah, get the barakah and the sadaqah jariyah if you end up teaching someone or sharing with someone else as well. So if anyone doesn't have a copy, just let us know. I think it's very beneficial. Very cool. And it's, the way it's laid out, it's like cool because they have like topics at the beginning of each block. They have like a topic. So basically like summarizing that block of Quran, because a lot of times you're just reading translation, you're reading translation and you see like words coming by, but you don't really know how the topics relate or how they change. So
I really like that part. Like that has like I really like that part.
It's really cool. You could also look it up online, but it's always great to have like a physical copy with you that you can refer to.
You just like did it different.
We have
right
more,
in front of you.
What was that?
We have more of the book.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody does,
So if anyone doesn't have any, copies of Clear Quran. We do have more copies, inshallah. So please let us know. Send us a direct message or whatever it is that, however you want to do it, inshallah. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys? Does anyone else have anything to share? Amar, Ma'ad? I think we should probably move to the raffle.
We have 8 minutes still. If anyone has any
Yeah,
questions
Does anyone have any questions? That was what I was gonna ask.
or any comments or anything you want to share in this time.
Not including your back. Yani.
Wait, what happened to your back, Yusuf? You playing soccer or something? Are you an old you're a bit too young to have?
Yeah. Just wait until you're 40, buddy. Or 50 or 60.
Sounds like you're talking from experience, Khalid. Like,
No, I'm not. I'm
just wait
not
until
from
you're
experience.
40.
I'm only 19.
Wait, Ahmad, that's probably because you're fasting.
Yeah.
Oh dang, that's a lot of sports. Hockey,
Oh, wow.
lacrosse, soccer, basketball. Dang. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
Anyone have any questions about like anything, I guess?
All right. Let me get the raffle opened up. Random name picker.
You have are you gonna share?
Yeah, I'll just have to get the names in. So let me figure out who's won so far. Abdurrahman Qasabi hasn't won. Neither has Ali. Neither has Ammar won. Let me just go pull up the names. I don't know what I'm doing.
So by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this.
Yes.
Today's prize is $20.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Ammar has won. Ayan has not. Hassan has not. Ismail has not. Ismail Yusuf.
Yeah.
Also, guys,
Mustafa.
Yes.
whenever you're done, I have like one more reminder from college. And
All right.
Rashid.
Rashid's one.
You can go ahead and say it right now.
okay, so yeah, just another reminder. You guys should definitely make a list of du'as that you guys want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer. And just make that list or have them in your head or whatever works best for you. But to have like a specific set of goals and lists you want from whether they're from the worldly or especially in akhirah, to be sincere in those du'as and to make those du'as to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially in these last 10 days of Ramadan and even more especially on the odd nights, to make those du'as and to be consistent with those du'as. And may Allah make it easy for you all.
Yusuf Abdul Samad is
No,
definitely-
Yusuf Abdul Samad won in the first week.
Yeah. I think he's trying to.
Let's see. Is that everyone? Is there anyone missing? Yusuf, it's recorded on YouTube. We can literally go pull it up. All right. Ryan Sharif. Did he win? Ryan didn't win. See, that's what happens
No.
when you're in a panelist. So save and update. All right. First winner. Drum roll. Ismail Yusuf.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, you added Ryan's name, right?
Yeah, I added Ryan's name.
Okay, but
I think
It is-
also. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something, but never mind.
Okay. Second winner. Hassan. Hassan Assad.
Yippee.
All right. And last person. Zakaria Gliza. All right.
Hooray.
so all of you guys have won a $20 gift card, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's make sure they're all here because someone said he's not here. Ismail Yusuf is here. Hassan Assad is here. Zakaria is still here. Yeah. You guys can't see the participants. All right.
Yeah, they're all here.
All right. I'm gonna stop sharing now, and we could wrap it up. Let me just Jenny who won.
Does anyone have? Does anyone? No, it's not the last. There's another one, Yusuf. No, there's another one next week, inshallah. Also, does anyone have anything to share? Kind of like we have another 3 minutes. If anyone wants to share anything, we'll unmute you and just raise your hand in the chat. That's okay with you. Yusuf Raslan wants to share. Can you unmute him, Ahmad?
Let's see. And he's able to talk now.
Ramadan related fees, not like your sports. Well, we can hear those another time, inshallah, but like
I'm
keep it
honestly
Ramadan related.
I'm gonna be completely honest. This Ramadan is probably one of the easiest because you literally just hold up in your house, so you don't get distracted.
So when you say easiest, you mean like in terms of fasting or in terms of like
Yeah.
actually being able to like read
Like
Quran?
in a mental state.
Mental state, okay.
Like usually in the past years when you eat, you're in a complete state of euphoria. Like you're so happy that you somehow got through the day. But like now it's just kind of mentally easy because there's a lot of other stuff to distract yourself with in your house.
So do you find that you're able to like pray more or read more Quran, or has that not changed?
No, honestly, I am reading a lot more Quran. Like
Good.
I made a pledge to read like 3 or 4 pages a day consistently.
That's awesome.
And
That's good.
kept up with that.
Are you
And
reading in order? Or did you start from Baqarah?
I'm reading from backwards to. I'm reading backwards. So I'm starting from 114 and going to 1.
Oh, nice.
Also,
Nice.
whoever said you don't need to hold, that's actually kind of true.
Yeah, I mean technically you don't, but like there's a hadith of the barakah of suhoor. Like there's a lot of, like I was explaining earlier, there's a lot of barakah in it. So yeah, I mean technically you don't need it. And I actually used to I used to rarely eat suhoor, to be honest. But then I've tried to change that like recently.
I mean, I still eat suhoor, but it's still possible to go without it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's
Like,
possible,
I don't
yeah.
think anyone would disagree with you. Some people really need it, but yeah, I think it's very beneficial from a barakah standpoint.
Yeah, and it's good to like when you wake up for suhoor, you wake up a bit before Fajr, and you have like, especially if you finish eating early, you have time to fit in like 2 rak'ahs or something like that, and just get some sunnah in. And obviously, we all know about how much more reward there is in that last third of the night.
Yeah.
Is there anything else anyone wants to add? I see Muaz left.
But I can definitely agree with Yusuf. Like I've also noticed that this Ramadan has been easier for me in terms of ibadah, in terms of the fast itself, and like having that extra time. I feel like it's because we all have that extra time since we're in quarantine. We have that extra time that we wouldn't usually have when we're stuck at school or stuck at work or something. And so yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Has anyone also noticed the fact that this Ramadan has blown by? Like it's already
right. We're already more than halfway through.
Done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It really is. SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
Also, one last thing that I'm just thinking of things that I can share. I've been trying to read like the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad, and I think that's a really good way. If anyone is like wants to kind of read things other than, I mean, obviously the Quran, like number one priority, or try to read as much of the Quran as possible. But if you can also read up on the seerah, because that's a great way to grow your love for Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like it's easy for someone to say I love Prophet Muhammad, but to really get to the point where you actually do love Prophet Muhammad for the sake of Allah, the seerah is a great way of doing that, because you see the difficulty that he went through, the sacrifice that he made, all of the things that him and his Sahaba did to relay the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I highly encourage everyone, if you can, just like try to start picking up seerah. There's also The Message. I don't know if anyone here has watched that, but I'm sure people have watched it. But The Message is like a really old movie that was made about the seerah, and I think it was really good, well done. So if you want, you can suggest it to like your family, like, hey, we should watch a risala like maybe tomorrow during the day or something like that. That'd be really good for you, inshallah. Other than that, that's all. I think that's all I had. Anyone else? Oh, nice. So Ryan's watched both English and Arabic.
MashaAllah. I've been watching the Yasser Qadi's Ramadan series of
I have to.
I think I missed today's, but like how he just like glosses over like the main motifs and
Yeah,
topics
really
of
nice.
every surah, and yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's only an hour. I usually just listen to it while I'm at work or something, but yeah, it's really beneficial. Like just understanding the whole Quran.
And Umar brought this up earlier, but the Umar Suleiman series about it's called Angels in Your Presence. That's also really good too. And it's like short videos. It's easy to swallow, like 5 to 7 minutes every day. SubhanAllah.
Yeah, Yaqeen's put out some really good stuff this year. Not just the Angel series. There's a Quran series. They call it
Yeah.
30 for 30, where they talk about the day's juz for half an hour, and yeah, it's got like a bunch of like they go over it in really really good depth for the time they're given. And there's also another one called Deeds to Habits, which they talk about like a small deed that you can turn into a habit that has really good effects on both your dunya and your akhirah. And not to mention, there's obviously people other than Yaqeen. There's so many more things that are there. Not even just from this year. Like there's so many pre-recorded stuff, things that are out there. Also, Khalajani says the winners, who are
They should have got their
Ismail,
emails.
Hassan, and Zakaria. You guys should check your emails. You should be getting a gift card soon. If not, if not already there. Anything else that anyone wants to add?
Just raise your hand if you want to share.
Yeah, or put it in the chat.
Or
All right, I think that's it.
We have a hand.
We got Mustafa.
And he lowered it. Okay.
Are you sure, Mustafa? I unlocked Midas in 3 hours. Is that
I think it's a Fortnite thing.
Oh.
I hope you didn't do that during Ramadan.
All right. We'll have to end it here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you guys next week, inshallah. Oh, and don't forget to watch this week's video coming out in 2 days on Monday. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.